Hey y'all, Jamie here, proud 56-year-old trans woman from New Orleans. So, where last I left off, I received a bizarre phone call, 1995, y'all. And I get a phone call from a man asking me if he can bring over his pet water moccasin, yes, a snake, because he had it defanged and he trained it to suck his dick. You heard that right. Yeah, a snake. And this man wanted to pay me to watch him and the snake carry on and for me to hold the snake for him while it did it. Yeah, that was never going to happen. Y'all, if y'all thought for 1 second when I left off with that the other day that I was actually going to go there, no, honey. I was a hooker, but I had my limits, okay? And snakes, yeah, poisonous snakes, fangs or no fangs, I don't give a shit. Snakes are no deal. No deal. And I used to own snakes. Listen, when I was really young, I owned snakes and I danced with them in the strip clubs. I had a wonderful ball python named Eve that I loved dearly. But anyway, I told this guy, not just no, but fuck no. And I said, if you ever show up at my door and you pull out a snake, I got news for you. You will not have that snake for long. That snake will be bound for somewhere else other than the plane on this earth. Okay. So yeah, that was how that went down. So time is going by. I am still, pulling dates off of the Gambit as Celeste, and my friend Felina is still coming over and working with me. She was going by the ad name of Kelly, and we were taking turns back and forth. I was teaching Felina the art of being trans, not the art of being trans, but the ropes. I was showing her the ropes. She was new to her transition and I was showing her the ropes. And in return, she was showing me the ropes as far as doing drag shows and stuff, because I had no experience with it. So, yeah, she's teaching me the ropes on how to do all of that. And I decide that I want to do my first pageant. Yeah, pageants, if y'all, well, y'all that are in the world, in our community already know. But for those of you who are not part of our community, well, happy Pride, first of all. And secondly, pageants are a big deal to us. Like, they're a really big deal to us. So there's a little dinky bar on the West Bank in New Orleans, and it is called the Full Moon. Okay, the name says it all, honey. And the Full Moon, listen, it's a little local, very redneck gay bar that's on the West Bank. And, you know, it's very close to the river. It's extremely close to the river, like I think like a block or two from the levee. And they were having the Miss Full Moon pageant. And Felina had done this pageant and had won it before. She was the reigning Miss Full Moon and she was supposed to give up the title, right? So she was all excited to help me do this pageant. Now, she lent me one of her best gowns. It was this gorgeous, gorgeous eggplant and silver beaded gown that was very body conscious, it was hot. It was hot. It looked like something out of an old episode of Dynasty or Dallas, one of those old TV shows. Very Alexis Carrington Colby. Anyway, I wore that for evening gown. I did a talent number where I was doing a lot of dancing and high kicks and high energy, really trying to bring it home and give it to the kids, bringing in my Bourbon Street skills as a dancer. And that kind of, listen, that was good and bad to some people. Some people found that stripper shit to be tacky and low class. Other people lived for it, just absolutely lived for it. I go through this entire pageant, sportswear, nailed it. Like, I nailed it. Sportswear is where you come out like looking like rich bitch on the go career wise kind of thing. I did amazing. I had a suit with a big, huge, wide brim hat with like feathers all over it and long strands of pearls and you know a huge rose on my lapel that was it was all over the top. It was all just very over the top. And I did that for sportswear, presentation and evening gown, those were easy. The question and answer was easy. I felt like it was all going I was having a blast. Like I was having the best time, right? And I go all the way through this whole evening and I feel really good about what I had done. So we go up there and we're standing in a row, and there's another girl that's competing in this pageant named Sweet. Sweet was very good friends with the owner of the bar, and she was in tight with the West Bank crowd. It was her crowd, it was not my crowd. Sweet was also what we all call in the community a brick. Just she was. I mean, she was granite is softer. Okay. And I won. Listen, they crowned me. They crowned me. And I'm in the middle of doing my acceptance number. Like they crown me, and I've got my flowers, and I'm starting to do my winning number. And I'm walking across the stage, and the owner of the bar comes running up onto the stage and grabs the crown off of my head and gives it to Sweet. And if y'all want to know what happens next, darlings, y'all know the routine. Be here next time, and I will too. I love you all. I love you all for watching, and I love you for the comments. I will talk to you later. Bye, y'all.